beautiful charge.
Whoa,
This is
what
fine. Oh my god, this what a save. Okay.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. We are excited for this next match from the Ream division between Monkley and Kirefel. My name is Jay Hobbs, and I am joined by, once again, Lurking Assassin, who's just been putting in overtime today, it seems. How you doing, Lurking?
Guys? For the third time, I'm Lurking Assassin, and I will be bringing you this other game right now by, as you mentioned, Kirefel and Monkley. Even though this game will not, or it shouldn't be as close as the other games, I still think it's going to be hype because Monkley is playing, and we all know how hype of a person Monkley is. So this game will be probably amazing.
It should be a cool one, and the neat thing is, this could potentially be one of those matches to set up rematches further down into the bracket. But we first have to see how this match goes. As you can see from the PBs on your screen, not the closest matchup between these two if all goes according to plan. However, you never know. There could be that Monkley has some issues because you can see his average race time is actually 2.5 minutes worse than his PB. So maybe the consistency isn't quite as close to the PB time. But Kirefel is in a pretty similar boat. And from the graph of his previous tournament matches, you can see not quite meeting Monkley's standards.
Yeah, it's just kind of, Monkley is a little better in pretty much every aspect because Monkley is like one of the best players we have in Ori. He's not like in that 28, 29 range, but he is like almost up there, and he is like pretty high up in the leaderboard. So Kirefel will have a little bit of a hard time, but as we know from this tournament, anything is possible with all the upsets that we've been having recently.
Yeah, it's certainly could go either way. We've been seeing a lot, not only throughout the tournament, but even just today, we've been seeing how wild some of these matches can be. Yeah. We'll see if Monkley has been continuing to put the practice into Ori or into Dust Force, as you're seeing on the screen. But
he's also been studying a lot, so maybe that prevented him from playing that much Ori, so he could be rusty. But then again, we've seen others today who have not been playing that much, and they still pulled up times. So.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one. We'll have to keep an eye out because I really don't know how this match is going to go. Again, I probably would give the large edge to Monkley in the actual outcome of the match.
Yeah.
But as far as how he's going to perform, how Kirefel is going to perform, I really couldn't tell you. It's up in the air between these two.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see. I think our match should be starting very soon, so just hold on tight.
Just getting the runners through their final preparations. And, of course, when we've got this many matches in a row, it's always a tough job on the restreamers. Shoutouts real quick to Sigma and Richard, who signed up for 5 hours each today or something. Absolutely crazy.
They've been doing a very good job with that. So, shout outs to everyone, not just the restreamers, but also the trucks. Everyone's working hard to get this amazing quality and production values.
Of course, but we are finally off, and Monkley versus Kirefel can begin. As with every match, our higher seed is on the left side, so Monkley on the left, Kirefel on the right, and we'll be referring to them throughout the race. But first, we got to go pick up sign.
Yeah, you always got to pick up sign in the beginning, unless you're Hydra, but so
or Meldon maybe.
Yeah, so it's just the regular, a little bit of hopping, a little bit of jumping.
And both opting for a color code, so having some fun already in this matchup.
Looks like they both got the same color as well, so that's interesting.
Yeah, Kirefel got a slightly, fainter version of Monkley's color. Monkley going with another
Kirefel just eating the Rhino hit.
That's okay. When you pick up sign, you actually do get a full health refund, so nothing to really worry about. Full health and energy refill from picking up sign, just like any of the other skills until Feather.
Yeah. So it's just, there's no reason not to. I think it could be a little bit faster to not do that, but it really doesn't make a difference. They're both getting into the funky fight where they actually need to make sure they don't take damage here.
Yeah, this is where it starts to matter and might stick a bit longer. Monkley with the slight edge. Maybe the fact that he's been, putting in that color code every single chance he gets has given him the advantage here, but not quite able to get the one-frame jump. Kirefel is. Minor amounts of time saved there by him. And Monkley opting to kill this slime, same with Kirefel, in order to get earlier attack, an earlier attack targeting. There we go. There's the word on the brambles on the jump pad. Monkley took some extra damage.
Yeah, but not like it matters because the brambles down there that you killed could also hit you when they're already destroyed. So
that being said, he is on 1 health right now, so he will not be able to damage boost this top slime. And if you don't duck, sometimes he can kill you even when you're behind a wall. Luckily, not happening to Monkley this time. Kirefel getting a bit unluckier on some of the pickup animations.
So good as well. Is he also on 1 health?
I think he might have been because I believe he got an energy pickup. We'll have to see.
He was.
Yeah, he was on 1 health.
So good to see that none of them, like they both caught onto that and didn't damage boost, because you could very easily just forget and muscle memory to damage boosting to slide with them.
Oh yeah, it's real easy to think, oh, I must have gotten a health drop from that bramble wall, right? And just completely, let yourself get wrecked.
Yeah, you only get the damage, the health drops when you don't want them. When you actually want them, they just don't show up anywhere.
Kirefel having a bit more trouble with the slime. Monkley took a hit as well, but he got kind of propelled forward by his. Monkley still opening up that lead just a little bit, probably a bit quicker than I would have expected. But this is kind of how I expect the tale to play out throughout this match. Monkley will probably save time in almost every split, just from the nature of more experience.
Kirefel taking the damage boost a little slower. He might have been worried about his health or XP level.
And he levels up on the way down, so no need to worry. But yeah, I think he was trying to get some of that extra experience. I think you're right, from the initial bramble wall. Both runners coming up to wall jump. Nice 323 from Monkley, matching his best, actually. And Kirefel is not going to be far behind his either, so not bad at all.
A little less than 10 seconds, so... Gonna pick up that energy and head back to Blackroot Burrows.
Monkley with yet another color change, this time putting Ori almost back to his default white.
It looks like it's actually the default. Maybe it's a little brighter as well.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a random color when you put in that code. And, white's a color, so very easy for that to happen as well.
Yeah.
Monkley had maybe a minor hiccup with that wall climbing there, but nothing too major.
He didn't get chosen log or spell down, so he was safe.
Yeah, it looked like maybe just slid down a wall, just a slight bit more than he expected to, but not a big deal at all. Monkley has already opened himself up an 8-second lead in this matchup. And let's see if he takes the safety save. We have, discovered from the powers of Terra's brain that there is an extra energy to burn here. He's not doing it, though. Opting,
it's usually,
with confidence.
Yeah. You just skip the Terra save. He's just saying, come on, I'm not Terra. I'm not going to die this early. Shout out Super Marios. I think he would be happy with that comment.
Kirefel also doesn't make the save and nearly touches that bramble. Very close. Does take a hit from one of the slimes. He's on 2 health, now 1, I believe, unless I'm mistaken, but I'm pretty sure he is. So he has to be very careful with these brambles.
He took it slowly and he is safe, but he does need to be careful in Blackroot because he could hit a small spike or a slime shot.
Yeah, it's very easy to take damage before getting that planned level up.
Yeah,
we see on the left, Monkley's the first to, reveal his experience route. He's going for an intentional damage boost, but he is not going for the slime genocide route, so he does have to pick up the same orb that we're going to see out of Kirefel. Yeah, Kirefel will obviously not be able to go for that damage boost, though.
As we also saw that today, multiple people went for slime genocide, and it hasn't been, I don't want to say it's not been effective, but I don't think we've seen the results that people might have wanted out of it today. Most people either dropped the cycle, died, or something, so it just shows how risky and difficult that strat is.
Certainly. Monkley not opting for a cycle reload, even though he placed a safety save. Little interesting, because ordinarily if you're not going to do the cycle reload, or rather if you're going to do the cycle reload later, you don't drop that first safety save, but maybe he's going to pick up some energy, or no, he's just going to skip the reload altogether. Looks like maybe his movement, he realized.
He still caught a cycle that would have... I think it's faster than reloading. It was pretty much perfect cycle.
Was it now? Okay, interesting.
Well, not the perfect as for overall BRB, but perfect as in he didn't have to wait for it to catch back up.
True, but I think that might have been affected by some of his earlier movement. Kirefel had a similar situation, so he's now moving up to the top as well. Still pretty similar delta between these two from what we saw earlier. Now, I don't imagine there to be any experience issues between these runners since they both leveled up on the way down and both killed 3 slimes
Yeah,
likely that
they
they're
both
not.
are fine on XP, so we just have to hope that the actual execution of Frankie Walk works out and not just the leveling.
Kirefel making his cycle as Monkley did. Nicely
Yeah,
done.
couple
on
cycles
collision.
behind.
Yeah, not too bad at all. We'll see if either runner goes for the cutscene stack. Already seen it today so far, but we have seen how it can, really hurt you from Ronnie last match. So
We saw it twice today, and both of them have fell down. So I think even if someone was planning to do it, they would have been like, okay, Ronnie failed it, I could fail it as well.
Monkley opts not to do it. Kirefel, ooh, that was a little odd. Kirefel,
weird, yeah.
I think, tried to start the save anywhere, accidentally closed the menu, and then started to pick up the orb, but might have put it down quick enough. That was really hard to tell without audio, and it looks like he's not going to go for the cutscene stack either. Or I'm mistaken. He is going for the cutscene stack, actually.
Is
Interesting.
it the cutscene stack, or is it just like where he missed the...
I am not
Because
sure.
sometimes when you do fast menuing, it just doesn't skip the cutscene for some reason. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not sure if he did it
He is
intentionally or
going
not,
for the
but
cutscene stack. Or
he
no,
is,
yeah,
he's
is.
going to take advantage of it one way or
Okay.
the other.
I
We'll
think it was
see.
just accidental, and he's just decided to take it safe.
Yeah, it's possible. Hard to tell for sure. But he makes it over the pit, so no problems there from Kirefel and saving, about 2 seconds over Monkley.
So he's just Monkley's almost at killing the Frankie.
And there he goes. He even gets the safety energy drop. We'll see if he decides to place the save down. He does. No reason not to. Win the game is going to be kind. And Kirefel, I want to note, did take an extra bit of damage, so he's only on 2 health at the moment. It's really not too much of an issue. Most runners are pretty familiar with only taking 1 damage, but it is easy to accidentally take 2 in the spikes and die. Kirefel didn't have trouble with that, though.
Anytime you could just, accidentally go a little bit too out of the spikes and then take 2 damage, you're gonna be sad.
All right, Monkley on the left going to be the first to approach early Grotto Cycle, probably the first big trick in the game. He's currently 1 for 4 on it. Let's see how he does on this attempt. Looking good so far, but not quite able to get the jump out of the ramp dash, and will not
That
be
could give
successful.
Kirefel a chance to catch back up a little bit.
All right, Kirefel. Thanks for the update there, Sig. Now 20% success rate for Monkley. But he'll be taking a lot of intentional damage to set up for his Ghost Door. Kirefel now on the right side, going to go for his Grotto Cycle.
And Monkley gets the quick kill on that. The quick death, I should say.
Here we go, 3 dashes
guy
from
in
Kyre,
the-
climbing up the wall and unfortunately not able to set himself up. Looked like he did his wall jump maybe just a fraction too early.
Yeah, so he didn't get the full wall run, I think, so he had to...
Very close though, both runners having, pretty close attempts at it. It's of course a very precise setup.
Yeah,
Several moving parts related,
very difficult.
working together in conjunction.
So this match so far has been as expected. Monkley is just slowly expanding his lead there.
Oof, Kirefel not helping himself out with a couple of quick deaths there, but oh,
Yeah,
really would like to get down to double jump quicker. Okay, there we go. He should be safe now. Only oh no, I shouldn't
the
have said a
water.
word. The water decides to troll him, and
meanwhile,
Monkley,
Monkley almost fell all the way down after the failed attempt of Grotto skip, but he didn't, and he got it second try.
he has of course dropped his success rate just a little bit there. And Kirefel now going for the blind movement out of double jump. One thing to notice that Monkley didn't quite get all the way up the wall during this blind movement, so Kirefel could, potentially do that. But oh, it looks like he had some trouble just getting over with the initial couple dashes. So no time to be saved there.
I was scared for a second that he was taking the damage from the water, as you could auto-save him the water with 1 health and just literally get infinite in there, so... At least that didn't happen.
Yeah, always a bad time when that happens. Luckily, no such problem from him. Now, yeah, like we said, Monkley has just basically been kind of going as expected, building his lead over the course of every segment so far. Kirefel normally takes 2 attempts at this trick, and unfortunately going to take a few more than that here. Picks up the experience that he was trying to avoid, but that shouldn't affect his route at all. And man, just really having some trouble falling into place for that first wall jump on the Grotto skip.
Yes, he was a little too high, but he did get it, so good job on that. But that did expand Monkley's lead just even a little bit more, so... It's making it more and more difficult for Kirefel to end up catching up.
Monkley not even waiting on the experience there from the Frog. Again, our experience routing from this point onwards is pretty pretty lenient rather.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't need it or anything, but it is just showing his confidence. I just want to keep going fast. I don't care if, I'm the favored matchup here. I need to make sure that I still save all the time I can.
Yeah, I think like the biggest problem that he might have is that he barely misses the intentional level up after the mini boss in Misty, but even if that happens, he could just pick up an extra quick XP orb and he's fine.
Yeah, hopefully shouldn't be an issue. Well, we'll see. He's coming up to Ginso now. Gonna take the, 5th attempt of the day at Ginso Tree? Actually 10th, I guess. I don't know. We're into a lot of matches. I think it's even way more than that.
A lot. I think this is our 5th or 6th match. 6th.
There have been so many today.
A lot,
it's insane. This is like match number 7, I think. So the I guess the 13th runner then to enter Ginso today. But Monkley a little bit behind his best race time. Not still out of the woods though, or rather not out of the realm of possibility. Kirefel has had some trouble getting out of Ginso, or out of Grotto, is finally out and will be moving on to Ginso soon. But wall jumping was not being his friend.
This is another pain of Ori, is the fact that you need to hold space or jump on controller if you want to get higher with on the jump pads, and that's the same button as jump. So sometimes you just try to hold it to get higher with the jump pad, but you end up double jumping and just completely throws you off.
Yeah, it's the worst. He's going to opt to push the rock in here instead of pulling it out. Slightly slower, but based on his movement, it was actually the better decision there.
Yeah.
Because he would have had to wait on the spinning arms of death. He is going to have to remember that later, though. It could potentially get in the way.
Yeah, after when he's heading towards Mount Horror, it could just get in his way a little bit, but Kirefel also messing up the same cutscene that Monkley does, so... I
hate that cutscene skip, dude. What happens there is that the game is actually loading a bunch of stuff off screen to the right at exactly the trigger for the cutscene, like right where you want to make the save and do the rekindle. So it will often drop your rekindle input, even if you get the save off. So it's a really annoying cutscene skip to deal with. Sometimes you have to kind of slow down a lot more than you do for any other ones.
Yeah, I personally just start rekindling and then move again because I've just missed it too many times to try to go fast.
Monkley looking great in Ginso so far. Up to the bash tree now. Sub 15 is always a solid time. Kirefel not having any issues with these gamers so far, although he will end up waiting on this cycle here. He actually was fast enough to make that earlier one, so maybe just didn't want to push his luck, didn't want to risk anything. Again, Kirefel not so much looking, for the victory here as maybe getting a really nice race time, a new best, or potentially even a new PB.
Yeah, he feels like he's been doing some safety strats. He just wants to not have any bad deaths. He doesn't want to have any tragedies happen. Just get through there.
Monkley had a nice double bash in order to get that higher save for the key duplication trick that he's on. He also manipulated his health, dashing right into spikes, so that way he could die instantly there, and does a perfect job on the key dupe. We're also getting word that he may have even golded his bash segment, so really key movement in Ginso so far.
It's a little bit less than a second of gold, but that also means it's still a really good segment. Like, any gold is good because you've already beat your last gold.
Yeah. Just made it harder for yourself in the future to get a new one.
Yeah. It's like getting a PB. Like, yeah, that's cool, but guess what? You're not going to PB again for a while. It's just harder now.
Alright, Monkley's already out against it. Kirefel now coming up to bash pretty shortly. Ooh, has to take another attempt at one of these keys. Has to take another attempt at both.
Okay.
Oh my god, Kirefel, pick up a key. Okay. Thank you.
There we go. Okay.
He's got them both now. Took a few attempts at those, but that's a little interesting.
Oh, was he low in energy? I wanted to get that crystal, or
he might have been. Unfortunately, we were kind of keeping an eye on Monkley, so he might have made an extra safety save earlier. And oh, I think his health was off as well, and he wanted to drop the save to get an extra health so that he could take the damage boost, and now he's going to rekindle at the save for the Ghost Door. Clever, yeah,
Monkley
choice
just killed
from Kyre.
Ringo. He
Ooh,
just kind of threw him into the water real quick. He will have to do the blind movement again.
Yeah, no safety save for Monkley. And, man, he took more damage as well, so he's going to really have to make sure that he doesn't accidentally fall in the water or hit the spikes, because I think he's only sitting at 2 HP at the moment. He is going to, of course, go for the double bash method that we've been seeing from most KBM runners in the tournament so far, though.
Yeah.
And, ooh, not able to get it on that first one.
Double bash. He gets the second try, but
then
he doesn't
locked
catch it
into place with the animation by hitting the ground.
Picks it up. Perfect.
He is finally in there on the 4th attempt, 3rd from that frog, of course. And
It's always an
Kirefel
improvement when you don't get hit by the shot.
Yes, of course. Kirefel taking a hit, trying to climb that spike wall. He is successful this time around, though. Didn't quite catch if he's already done his key duplication or not, but it looks like he has not. Going to have to do it this time around. And goes for the fast key dupe and does manage to land into place and successfully put the keys in the door. So nice job from Kyre.
That fast key dupe is just too scary.
It's not that bad. I mean, it is, but like, it's not that bad. It's pretty scary every time, even if you've done it a million times. But Kyre, not to be phased by it, was able to continue to going for it and getting it.
Speed.
Monkley now heading out of Thornfelt Swamp. Fails a dash glide. Nothing major, though. He'll be coming up to Kuro cutscene skip soon. We've been seeing that his, execution of tricks is pretty dang good.
Yeah.
See if this one is more like his grotto skip or his, early grotto cycle. Where a lot worse. Yeah, there we go. Okay, he's got a 75% success rate.
That's a pretty good success rate for a difficult trick like that. So
it is precise. He has to line up into the exact location and not.
I think he was a little bit too far to the right.
It was either that or perhaps grabbed the, pressed bash and grabbed the shot a little bit too far to the right. Like, pressed it a little too late. Always risky. I don't know if Monkley is watching or not for sure, but I would think that he would be pretty confident that he's got the lead at the moment, so might normally reload and try that cutscene skip again, but he did not worry about it this time around. Just decided to watch it. Didn't want to risk losing even more time.
It's generally, like, in my opinion, the better decision, because if you missed it just now, like, you're already in that, like, wrong mindset going into it again. It's like, oh, I just missed it, I might miss it again. So it's just safer to watch the cutscene, in my opinion, and accept it 17 seconds.
However, Lurking, if you get it on the second attempt, then you get your pride back. So, I mean, that's always it's always an issue.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get defeated by that.
All right, and the truck is saving me and letting me know that Monkley is indeed watching the restream. Something I should have known for sure, obviously. But that's why we got those people sitting in, a van.
Yeah, just driving us while we just sit in the back seat talking and being loud.
Of course. All right, Monkley has now gotten to the Spirit Tree, has to take a slow walk. We've seen this from Monkley before as well, in a match against Richard, I believe. Not too big of a deal, but maybe having some issues with his dash glides today. He'll be coming up to Fast Stompless soon. Kirefel is making his way back out of Swamp. Didn't quite catch what his success rate there was for Swamp entry, but couldn't have taken very long because he has not lost a lot of time.
Monkley so far has been having very clean movement through Valley, so hopefully that keeps up, because this is one of the most painful places to die.
Alright, well, Monkley is one of the runners performing the 2 beers for calming your nerves strat in this race, so we'll see if that is able to steady his hand for the aim at Fast Stompless here soon. Meanwhile, Kirefel on the right, also going for the Kuro cutscene skip that Monkley missed. Kirefel actually has a better success rate at this trick than Monkley does. Oh, but this time
the shot pushed him in.
Yeah, got hit by the shot, and sometimes for some reason it'll knock you to the left instead of the right.
Also off, or he was too slow leaving, I'm not sure, but he didn't get his cutscene skip.
So basically both runners failing tricks on both sides of the screen. Monkley's going to not take another attempt. Kirefel, however, is taking his now third attempt at the Kuro cutscene skip. Let's see how it goes this time. That one looks great and perfectly done.
And he got his pride back.
Yes, may have taken 3 attempts, but he kept the pride intact.
So, as Monkley is watching this beautiful cutscene where the bird just flying around, this is the cutscene that I want to find a skip for because it's a little bit too long. Longer than you would think.
Yeah, it's weird because you do have to wait for that feather to fall all the way to the ground. Even some of the, you know, minor advanced ways that we've tried to skip this have really just involved moving Ori into position to wait for that feather. Still have to generally wait for it. But Monkley has received it now and will be continuing on into Sorrow. He was able to make that safety save because he had to go stomp the rocks. He's now sitting with some nice energy. Ooh, takes a hit from one of the birds. Shouldn't hopefully affect him, and he's going to go with some double dashes. Chasing after the bird, and he gets through on the first attempt. Great job to improve his tournament average so far.
Meanwhile, Kirefel is going for his cutscene tree skip. Let's see if he gets that. And he does get the glide, so I guess that's something that he got over Monkley. So that
certainly is. And he didn't have to watch the bird, you know? Oh, Monkley eating some spikes up in Sorrow, and is going to have to be taking another attempt at
no
Sorrow
safety
Bash.
save. This is why everyone stays before there, because those spikes are very scary.
They just look too delectable, man.
Yeah, they look delicious.
They're oh no! He takes a delayed death due to the the actual, you know, animation for picking up the cell. That's always an interesting one because you feel like you might be able to save yourself, but you're not. And now Monkley, I mean, he's built up enough of a lead where he has given himself the leeway to make these kinds of mistakes. But if he doesn't stop making them soon, you know, Kirefel is already in Valley and will be coming up to Sorrow Bash pretty soon.
Yeah. Okay, so Monkley,
he's still forgoing that safety
not
save.
saving again. He's confident. He's like, I'm not a noob. I'm not getting died to the noob spikes again. And he indeed didn't. He's safe. And was that hyperspeed?
I'm not sure. That was very close. I was looking at Kirefel's screen because he is now on Fast Stompless and is
that
taking.
shot looks good to me.
Yeah, but he has taken 2 damage and he had some trouble with the spider, and the spider shot a little later, it seemed. Oh no! Unfortunately, not able to pick up the cell in time. We'll have to see what kind of backup Kirefel goes for here, because yeah, his kind of battle with the spider before he managed to take his first shot really warped his timing.
And just to add, Kirefel definitely would have preferred to miss the shot and have that happen. This is way worse than ever just missing the shot. This is the worst this trick could go.
Now there are a few backups. One is to go down and grab a cell, and that looks like what Kirefel is going to be going for here.
At least he's familiar with that one.
Yeah, this is not something that many people thought about until, you know, kind of halfway through the tournament. He's taken some damage, so he is sitting at very low health right now. That is a little risky. Has to be careful of these birds. Narrowly dodge them.
The slime that just... Oh god.
There we go. Okay, should be good
before he goes all the way up.
I'm very surprised he didn't
he
level charge dash.
Oh, he just
before doing all that movement, and now he's gonna rocket jump back up. I think he might have to go back to the teleporter here. Yeah,
he's gonna have to save. I think he's low on energy and health. That it's just not comfortable.
And you can't. I don't think you can quite get up to the bird from that lower frog. You have to go for the one directly above it in the same kind of area. But this time he's gonna just go ahead and take a pink frog instead. They're a little bit more helpful, or not. Oh, and unfortunately wasn't able to cancel that stomp very quickly, so has to climb further up on this wall, but luckily is able to get up there. Monkley, meanwhile, has flown out of Sorrow and is working into Misty as we speak.
Yeah, he is already also being done with the first really small section of Misty. He's making very good progress through this area. Like, by the time we just saw Kirefel have that little incident, he was done with Sunstone and pretty much halfway through. Oof! Oh my god, he goes for the safety save, the full last run.
Certainly a valuable one to make. A lot of runners decide to save an energy for a safety save somewhere on the way into Misty, because there isn't like an extra rocket jump or meteor kick you can do to save yourself time. It's really just an uncanceled charge dash. Now Kirefel dashing into a frog shot, but luckily had just enough health due to that earlier save on the teleporter. Not sure. Okay, he did bait that frog shot and goes for another rocket jump off the slime. Has enough health to make a safety save before these spikes, and will choose to do so, while Monkley is already at the climb tree and going to be just looking to pick up one more skill before closing out this run.
Yeah, sadly he will have to actually just play throughout the entirety of the second half of Misty, even though we have nothing useful there. It's just the only way to exit this area.
Yes, but it's also the only reason why anybody plays this category. It's the best movement. It's fantastic.
Well,
certainly.
Are you telling me you would rather do the second half over doing a blind entire first section of Misty?
That's not what I said.
Okay,
He's
so...
looking pretty good, though. His energy count's looking solid as well. No kind of issues there.
Oh, that suicide slime. Okay, he does get a health drop, but it's not going to help him much.
Yeah, he's still sitting on 3 health. It'll help him if he has any trouble with any enemies in the area right now, but
this one right
not
here,
if he has any trouble with spikes.
Save. And a rekindle, so he doesn't have to pick up the key fragment once again if he does die.
Well, and more importantly, he had broken the crystal before making the save, so if he didn't rekindle there, that energy would have been lost after a death. Of course, it's not looking...
If he did rekindle, I know.
Yeah. It's not looking like he's going to take a death at the moment, though. It is looking like he could do something to him, and wow.
That was
some nice dashing, stomping, dashing around.
Yeah. No, it's more like zoom.
Yeah. Didn't quite get the full
bang. He didn't get the bang, he just got 2 zooms.
Yeah. Oh man, he's already taken 3 damage now on his exit here. Kirefel is working his way out of Sorrow already, and has to wait on some lasers. But Monkley sitting 1 health. He's going to be going into Light Grenade now with that, and has to. I mean, that shouldn't be an issue at all. Hopefully.
Yeah, he's just doing that so he could get a faster intentional death on the lever.
Of course.
Just some advanced Monkley strats.
Mm-hmm. The only thing about this, though, is that it is very easy if you charge dash bash off of that first slime to get hit by one of his spines, but Monkley didn't bother with that. He actually just completely ignored him, and I wonder if that was, you know, a change-up decision because he was on 1 health, or if he didn't worry about it. Of course, he is now on 3 health, so he didn't even get to have a faster death, because, you know, all of his saves will now refill.
That's maybe that's like he just didn't see the end of the laser, and it's always spooky if you don't see it just going off.
His movement at the top is looking pretty decent. Not quite good enough for the fast cycle on the way out, I don't think, but not too big of a deal. Kirefel, meanwhile, sitting on 1 energy. I believe that he's made a safety save on his way into Misty at the moment.
Yeah, and he's already almost to the climb tree.
Floating around, stomping in the spikes even. Confidence of 4 health is strong with Kirefel. Bashing off the lantern, and he'll be making it to the climb tree safely. Just about 1 skill behind Monkley now. Monkley, of course, has a set sight for Horu at this point. Can't do the rocket jump because he didn't make that early laser cycle, the Yoka cycle earlier, so good on him to recognize that and be sure to adapt appropriately.
Yeah, that's the thing about this laser. Sometimes you're like feeling confident, yeah, I can get through, and then you rocket jump and you just get instant killed.
Yeah. You always feel like, I know it's not supposed to work, but maybe this time it'll work. And
yeah,
that's
like maybe
the wrong
attitude.
attitude.
That like chance where it's just the laser is not going on.
Kirefel had some trouble with the frog at the bottom of this area, which of course caused some trouble with the frog at the top of this area. And this time he goes ahead and murders him. And wow, luckily does not fall prey to the puzzle there, but gets sent back to the safety save.
And Monkley did pick up a 6 health. He's just like, he is watching the restream, so he's probably just like, yeah, I'll just take any safety just to make sure no tragedies happen.
Yeah, it would certainly, you know, just really delay things and really probably just make him a bit annoyed if he were to, say, die in the damaging water of the escape. Kirefel's now sitting on low health. He did, however, gold his climb segment, though, so he's been performing pretty well ever since Charge Jump. A few hiccups in Sorrow and on the way in and everything, but he's been looking pretty good throughout Misty, other than that one, you know, pretty quick death.
Meanwhile, Monkley getting a first try door warp, so he is just gonna start the final escape.
Kirefel also took even more damage, just barely being saved by the safety saves in Misty. That was incredibly scary. Ooh, going for some nice meatball strats with a pre-charge wall jump. I like it, I like it, I like it. And he'll be coming up to the Misty mini-boss soon. But of course, all eyes on Monkley, left side of your screen. Final escape for him now is all that separates him from victory. Wow, using a lot of energy to just get to this lava pillar and wait for it as early as he possibly could.
So, Monkley is pretty much has just 2 more obstacles. I don't think he will be skipping grenade jump because he is 2 ahead, so that he could take a softball and not have to worry about it.
Yeah, I don't expect him to skip it either. Instead, probably looking for a new best race time rather than, you know, just looking to close it out. Here's his first attempt, does not get trolled by the rock at the top, gets into position and misses his first attempt. Kirefel, as you saw in the replay, took a small death after the after the mini boss, but Monkley with the grenade jump is successful in clinching out the victory in this matchup. GG to Monkley.
And Kirefel is a GG to Monkley though, but Kirefel is a little low in energy. I hope he notices that and saves, or knows where the backup energy is. But otherwise, he will not be able to. Okay, he did save.
Oh, okay. I totally missed what actually happened in that replay earlier from Kirefel, which is that he did a swag little ghost door in Misty. So Kyre's still having some fun at the end of this. Monkley, I think, is going to get a new best race time here. I'm pretty sure. It's going to be close. No.
33:06.
Not quite. Okay, I thought his best race time was a low 33. Oh, in fact, I think it might have... I don't know. I'm a bit confused at the moment. I'm probably looking at the wrong numbers, some outdated information. And yes, okay, it appears I was looking at some outdated information. So 31:44 was his best race time. So not too close to that today, but of course, still getting the victory. And that's all that matters here in the bracket stage. Your, final time no longer matters as long as it's lower than your opponent's.
Yeah. Yeah, it only matters if you, as a personal thing, it's like, yeah, I want to improve my best race time, but in the tournament scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. Monkley did win, and he will advance further in the brackets.
Yes, he'll be looking to propel himself forward. Kirefel not moving for a moment. I wonder if he was typing GG in SRL chat.
It felt like a GG typing. Yeah, he was just saying GG.
Got confirmation. Very,
so he just,
very friendly camaraderie, even amongst fierce battle opponents here. Kirefel having some fun now with grenade jumps to get his way out of the Lost Grove area. If anybody tries to tell you that this is Lower Blackroot Burrows and not Lost Grove, tell them they're wrong, because the game says Lost Grove when you enter this area.
Yeah. Is there such a thing as Lower Blackroot?
I mean, Lower Blackroot is basically the area Kirefel is in now,
okay.
With this boulder section and all that. The Lost Grove is everything below the stoppable floor. But Kirefel has successfully picked up the 5th health cell. I would expect to see a 6th health cell grab from Kirefel as well. Already knows that the match is over for him. Why, kind of delay anything. Of course, we have been seeing some swag strats from Kirefel already, so maybe we'll see even more. Oh!
I'm expecting more grenade jumps.
He's sitting on 1 health right now. He dashed into 2 of those spinning arms of death and had a little bit of trouble with that rocket jump as well. So now he's down to 1 energy and is going to definitely need to pick up the energy.
You catch from him though that he went back, because if he did continue through that under the tree, he would have actually had to watch the current cutscene.
Yeah, that's true. Because he skipped it earlier.
Yeah.
Alright, Kirefel still dumping some more energy, unfortunately, but he has picked up the 6th health cell now. Going to be finishing out soon. We'll be looking to talk to Monkley after Kyre finishes up, by the way. Get a few questions out of him. Rather, a few answers, a few questions out of us.
He's going for that final grenade jump in... Well, not final grenade jump, but final one before the...
Final in the... Yeah, in the
final pre-final.
Oh man, get out of here, Baneling.
Yeah, no,
Kyre fell down to only half an energy.
He's coming back.
He thought about not going for it anymore, and unfortunately, it's out of his hands now. He's not gonna be able to try again.
Just goes back to the spirit well, and never feels and heals.
Goes all the way back, stomps the peg, opens up the teleporter. Yeah, that would be a little questionable. course, Kirefel can still try to close out with, some nice finish, some nice, finesse to the end of this run. See if he can press up on the correct frame here. Not able to do it on the first attempt. Gonna have to take a few more. And second is not the ticket either. Can third be the one? Not
It's
quite.
fourth. It's definitely
All right,
fourth.
we'll see.
There it is. No.
Oh no, unfortunately not. Kirefel having some trouble.
It is an impossible trick, as we know.
There we go. Fifth tries the charm. That's the phrase that everybody knows. Fifth tries the charm. And he gets through and almost looked like he was going to charge
I
jump.
thought he was trying to grenade jump.
It almost looked like he was going to charge jump up.
That would be very cool if he could
Interesting.
grenade jump into the.
That'd be great if like a task it was faster to grab onto that wall with a pre-charged wall jump or wall charge jump and charge jump into the other one. Now I kind of want to try.
Oh,
He's
okay.
going for more grenade jumps,
I
but
haven't seen that one.
he immediately is punished for his crimes. Has to try again.
I don't know if even Muffin goes for that one. So,
Looks like this time he's going with the tried and true route.
yeah, I think it does trying to
Finish out.
Yeah, to finish out and.
He threw a grenade randomly there, though. I don't know where that came from. Maybe
I
just.
don't know about you, but this elemental room is the worst for me. I always die to that lava at the bottom.
It's a little sketchy. It's sometimes scary. But Kirefel now coming into his dirty water swim. He does get out of there successfully with only taking 4 damage.
Yeah. He's gonna go for final grenade jump. Position looks good to me. He just needs to get the inputs.
Not quite getting it on the first attempt. Take another try at this one. Second isn't it either. Of course, we all know fifth is the charm, but maybe he can do it in less tries than that. 3 is not it either. What about 4? Not quite it.
fine.
Okay, fifth
Fifth time
tries
charm.
the charm. Let's see.
There
There it is! GG to Kirefel. Way to
GG.
finish out.
He will finish in a 39 something time.
Wow, fantastic. Of course, this was a lower bracket match, so unfortunately, Kirefel will be eliminated from the tournament with his loss to Monkley. But that's okay. He still managed to have some fun at the end, and I'm sure it's not the last we'll see of Kirefel from Ori in the Blind Forest.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely will. I don't think many people are just gonna disappear. It's just a beautiful game with beautiful community, so even if someone quits the game, I'm pretty sure they'll still be around.
All right, Kirefel hopping around
Yeah.
and finishes up.
Looks like a 39-14. We will get a confirmation of that in just a second.
Yep, 39-14 is the number. Great job from Kirefel to finish out.
G to both of them.
And GG to Monkley for the victory. And speaking of Monkley, we've got him right here with us already. So Monkley, how are you doing, man? Congratulations on the victory.
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Congratulations, GG.
I hope I did all right. Put on a decent show, I guess.
Yeah, not bad at all, of course. Now, I do want to ask you about coming into this race. You went with a new strategy, new for you, not
Yes.
new to the tournament, and that was twice the beers.
Yes, twice 2 years. It worked out this time. I think it requires some more testing. I don't know. I might have to cut back. I don't know if I'm Scottish enough to handle twice the beers. It might be single times the beers for my weak American liver.
But did you feel more relaxed coming to this one than, say, maybe some of your previous matches, like up against Richard or Cheese?
Hard to say. Yes, I was more relaxed. Definitely more so than against Cheese, because that was like my, the big race that I really wanted to win. I did feel more relaxed. I don't know if it was really the beers or if I was just maybe in a more relaxed state. I wasn't maybe as worried about the outcome, because even if I get knocked out, it's it's whatever. I'm cool now. So, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll try it again next race.
All right, sounds good. Now, speaking of your next race, you will be up against Mr. Grease. That one has already been determined by the Grease and Griff's matchup from earlier this week. So, how are you feeling about that one going in? A little bit closer seeding than this matchup. What do you think about that one?
I'm confident I can win it, though. I think there's definitely a chance I can't. It's certainly not a gimme, but we'll find out. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get in a little bit of practice before that. I haven't really practiced in the last week or two very much. Unfortunately, just busy with school and stuff. But I'm gonna have to dedicate a little bit of time to make sure I'm on the ball, because Grease is a real threat. You know, he could put up a 33, no problem. So
It's true. And looking forward, I'm sure you're looking for that, great revenge matchup, that rematch.
Oh,
with
definitely.
Richard. So
I can.
Yeah.
My ultimate timeline is the one where Rich beats Hydra, and then I beat Hydra, and then I 2-0 Rich.
That would
Or well,
definitely
it'll be
amazing.
2-1 because he's in the upper
Yeah.
bracket. But you know what I mean.
that would be fantastic. Well, I want to also say that we've been joined by Kirefel now. Kirefel, GG, and thanks for all the fantastic swag at the end of that run. It was super fun to watch.
Yeah, I just figured, Monkley had already won. In fact, I saw him pulling ahead, throughout the entire game. So, GG and all.
Yeah,
just
GG,
thought I'd
man.
have a bit of fun with it.
Of course.
So Kyra, I'm just curious. At the very end, in the final escape, when you at the very beginning, you lash into that left wall. Was that an attempt at a grenade jump, or was that just an accidental fall?
Oh no, that was intentional.
Because I've never
It's not
seen a grenade
faster.
jump there, so I was very confused. Well, I
You
guess
can't do the faster things. There's no point in going fast, right?
Right. All about fun at that point.
okay. And as we know, this was a lowers bracket match, so you're unfortunately out of the tournament for now. So, what are your plans for Ori? Do you think you're still gonna be speedrunning? Are you still gonna be doing all skills, or?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I always wanted to get a 35, and then I got that, and now I'm like, no, 35 is not quite good enough. I need a 33, or And I suppose it just never ends.
It just keeps going down. At first, you're like, oh, I went to 35, and then you get it, wait, that was a bad run. I could get a 34. And it
Go
just
get it,
continues.
Speedrunning in a nutshell.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, any final questions for either of our runners here lurking? I think my curiosity has been perfectly satisfied now.
Yeah, you satisfied both of ours then.
All right, well, thank you both for joining us, and thanks for a fantastic match. And
Yeah.
we'll look forward to your upcoming match, Monkley, and we'll look forward to more runs from you as well, Kyre, in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alright, so I guess for now we're gonna take a small break for about 13 minutes, and then we're gonna be coming back with another match. So can you tell us what it's gonna be, Hobbs?
Yeah, that's right. We are not done with the Ori action yet. Are you sick of us yet? Good, because I'm not either. I hope you said no. All right, we got Meldon versus Spark as our next matchup from the Tatsu division. That should be a pretty close one, I think, actually.
Yeah, I believe so.
That'll be brought to you by Grimelios and Flux. So Lurking finally gets to rest his voice. Are you looking forward to that?
I'm gonna need that.
All right, well, we're going to be right here on Speed Gaming 2, so don't go anywhere. Keep listening to that awesome Ori music, and we'll catch you all in a little over 10 minutes.
Alright, thank you all for watching. We'll be back.
Bye.